Hey, real quick, little bonus episode here for Burning Hearts, our 2026 Bible reading plan. I'm not going to do these every Saturday, but once in a while I will. Today, we are reading Psalm 2, which is a really important psalm for understanding how the New Testament writers, people like Mark, people like whoever wrote Hebrews, you'll see this in Acts coming out of the mouth of Paul. They thought Psalm 2 was really important because they thought Psalm 2 was a sort of prophecy, a sort of prefiguring of Jesus. You'll see in verse 7 of Psalm 2, I will tell of the decree of the Lord. He said to me, you are my son, today I have begotten you. That's something that is kind of in the opening of the Gospel of Mark. In the baptism scene, that's kind of what God says to Jesus there. It's also repeated in Hebrews chapter 5 verse 1, I think, or maybe it's 1 verse 5. No, 5 verse 1. And then also it comes out of Paul's mouth. It's a direct quote. Paul says from the second Psalm. This is in Acts chapter 13. Paul is talking to a synagogue full of Jewish people and non-Jewish people, whoever was there, and he's talking about how God has been faithful to his people and faithful to his purposes on earth to finally install a king, which is what Psalm 2 is all about. And the king is installed when Jesus is raised from the dead, the king being Jesus. That's when he is installed, actually enthroned as king, when he's raised from the dead. Psalm 2 is so interesting because it is about how all of the nations are basically conspiring and plotting, and they're all working against God, basically. And the promise of Psalm 2 is that one day God will have a son who will be the king. That's what the king is the son of God. And that king will, well, as it says in, verse 9, for instance, you shall break them with a rod of iron and dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. It's wild that the New Testament writers think of Jesus when they think of that, because Jesus didn't destroy the nations. He was destroyed for the nations, right? Jesus didn't break the people who plotted against him. Jesus was quite literally broken for the people who were plotting against him. And so you see, this is a perfect example of how the New Testament writers will take something in the Old Testament and they will kind of reimagine it to talk about Jesus, or to kind of explain how Jesus is reimagining so many of these sorts of things, like in Psalm 2. So it's just a fascinating insight into the way the Old Testament and the New Testament relate, how some of the Psalms, like Psalm 2, point forward to Jesus, but in a way that's unexpected. Like if you read Psalm 2 and you think Jesus is the Son of God and the King, you might think, okay, he's going to come to Jerusalem on a war horse and he's going to kick butt. He's going to destroy these people and break them like a potter's vessel. And what you see, in all the Gospels, is you see quite the opposite. You see him riding in on a humble donkey and not breaking, but being broken in order to save. And so, it's just an awesome little insight into what Psalm 2 is all about, how Psalm 2 looks forward, but really how the New Testament reads Psalm 2 to help us understand and see and follow Jesus better. All right, hope you enjoy reading Psalm 2 today.